towards, no pun intended, recovery.
Well, look, having a bad recovery isn't necessarily an addiction, but I'm excited to see how they're going to at least create openings against Mute. I think part of it is going to be how you can control space, whether it's through grabs, but the first thing is you do not want to whiff those dancing blades and commit to them so fast.
Look at this, quick back airs. Yeah, the combo game is like we were going to say. It's going to be about who has the advantage, who can press the advantage, and also hold it when you have it. No need to go for anything too aggressive. Just hold the stage. Keeping Chrom in the air. Chrom has no way to approach you from above. So just keep him above you, and you're set.
They're, again, just doing so. It's been pretty much a full clinic of defense from MuteAce, and wow, that angle is brutal.
That is, call it a semi-spike, but if you're playing Chrom, it's basically just a spike.
I mean, my friends and I jokingly call it the Belmont killer angle. I used to play the Belmonts, and oh my god, this
wow, the
combo
execution.
is brutal.
Oh my goodness.
And again, these top players that we see coming onto the stage are just countering every defensive option. And once you do get a little too antsy and swing aggressively, they're already punishing that.
Absolutely. Mute is not missing a beat with the punishes.
It's not just that. We're seeing how Mute is able to play defensively, space around Sizzler's options, but what I would be looking at if I am Sizzler is maybe slowing down, trying to force Mute and get a grab. We know Mute has been holding shield pretty aggressively, but that Stitch already offline, 61%, 3 stocks for Mute. At this point now, if you're a Sizzler, I think it's all about figuring out how you can get data.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. What do I take going into the next match? And this is where you need to slow down the momentum so you have time to learn. What is Mute doing in neutral? What can Mute do in disadvantage if I can get a hit? Pay attention, but don't hold your breath on this game.
And exactly that point, Kevin. Just find at least any way you can to get some data to figure out what was working to get at least your shots onto Mute.
Absolutely. Mute surprisingly throwing the vegetable off stage like they're playing against Roy, but Chrom recovery is, oh wow, goodness. That was a Nair. Nair hits at that angle, sends into the stage, and who's going to tech that? Who thinks you're going that way?
I mean, Sizzler is just getting punished on a lot of ways that I feel like are somewhat avoidable. We can see MuteAce is very measured in how they are approaching the game. They're very slow and collected in how they're choosing. We saw one sequence at the end where Mute didn't really press a button and almost just used their stage presence to intimidate Sizzler into swing and K-Rool?
Okay. Yeah, the Chrom matchup is actually pretty difficult. Roy and Chrom both have the same problems in that matchup. So yeah, let's switch it to K-Rool and just throw chaos to the wind.
But here we go. I think there is a little bit of silliness that K-Rool can possibly abuse against Peach, but we're seeing turnip combos, and this looked like a custom combo. Mute with a quick 0 to death.
Wow. This is why you come to Battle for the South. Things get crazy.
Okay, we got the hit in. No JV4 on the table for you.
Is that all we can really hope for in this matchup?
No, we're hoping for even more at this point, but Mute is just playing so on point, looking for ways to just exploit Sizzler right now. It feels like every option's been covered, and another stock gone. 40 seconds off the clock, and Mute is just taking 2.
Incredible, incredible. This is really just great practice for Mute on the edge guarding. For later down the bracket, I think. That's a lot of what you're going to be getting here is how can I hit specific angles, especially with vegetable, and how can I practice my combos. I'm not saying that to discount Sizzler, but MuteAce definitely seems to have this one under control.
And what we're seeing right now is just MuteAce has a full read on how K-Rools are typically trying to go into approach. They're looking to get that crown. He's shielding, playing very well around these. Again, full kudos to MuteAce on how he's playing around these offensive pressure and these cannonballs from center stage.
Yeah, Sizzler is working his best, but MuteAce is not just giving it up. MuteAce is not going for the craziest, wildest, aggressive options. MuteAce says, you know what? Let's take it easy. Let's just go measured into this and pretend like I'm playing against in a last stock situation.
And that's what we're seeing right now. Mute just controlling this ledge. the throw to force the roll, controlling Sizzler's movement. And again, these top players using a threat of an option to force players to react a certain way.
Right, absolutely.
Hammering on the shield and the back air to force an option out of the
Quite gonna take it.
Yeah, not enough just yet. Sizzler looking for something, just has to find a way to get back to stage, and the turnips are just stuffing these routes. 206, and is that enough? Not yet. 226. Sizzler's finding a way back and makes it to stage.
226 is a wild percentage to be at in this specific scenario, but I think that just getting more playtime against Mute is fun. And now it's over.
And MuteAce putting on a show, showing why they are seeded the way they are, playing so well throughout this pool, and that game was so quick. The combos were immaculate. We saw, even in game 2, the way he opened up that game, blew open the lead, and just took command of how Sizzler wanted to play the game. Now, at the end, it did slow down a little bit, but it was so dynamic. 40 seconds, 2 stocks, evaporated.
Clean gameplay. Not too much else to say about that. Mute is looking hot. They're hitting their combos just so